rough into.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. They go for Mars.
They go for Mars. Okay. I mean, this is a matchup that I don't think it's as bad as people think. The Mars versus Lifestealer. Like, I think in a vacuum, Lifestealer does push the Mars out of the lane eventually, but if you go for 2 bracers, it's at like level 7 or level 8 or something, where Mars actually wants to leave the lane and go for ganks.
Thank you, Shiva. Off we head into game number 1. This has been the patch and definitely a draft of beefy boys, as we've got Dragonite, Mars, Sven against the Slardar, Pango, and Lifestealer. But I think I like what T said there about points of failure. Loads of ways here for Liquid to kind of use those building blocks to develop and build a team fight or a move that they want to, whereas Talon, they're kind of, once we're in, we're in. There is no backing out.
Yeah, they need to get stuff done. Once they get the first jump with the arena, with the God Strength, you want to be able to execute. Ooh, Boxy, he knew something was up. This guy's too good. But I've seen
powers.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of extreme gaming combos. This Lifestealer plus Slardar, they love to run it. They love to run it during the Elite League, and it looked really, really good. I'm a big fan of it. This has been Dota combo for a really long time. Slardar was not a hero, neither was Lifestealer, but now you have like one of the strongest offlaners and one of the best carries in the game combined together. You have a lot of save with the Infest, with Oracle's False Promise, so they need to get stuff done. They also picked... You have life. It's a god-tier Lifestealer game. Like, I don't think you can ask for anything better. You're playing into 3 strength cores. You're playing into Phoenix as well. Great matchup against the Sven. I think Mickey is going to own this game. Talon, however, they have a little bit of a combo with the Soulbind, having that Dragon Tail stun. Sven's stun as well. It's not the best one, but it is what it is. It's sometimes it's more about, because Grimstroke has been pretty much an Inkswell bot in a lot of these games where you want to pick up the shard as fast as possible. You have 3 heroes who go in, so that's going to get a lot of value from the Inkswell.
Yeah, and then maybe late game, if you're allowed to get a bit greedy with a Philosopher's Stone, you can think about Aghanim Scepter against some of those Agi carries. Here, potential against this Lifestealer Slardar to have a similar kind of thing. As we've got a quick little pause, disconnect, reconnect. We'll get back into things shortly. Already having seen Nisha doing his best impression of a Radiant hero, was sat on top of that ramp just scouting to see if any wards have been placed. So far, nothing being thrown out there observer ward-wise on that sort of top side of the river. Just one observer down to that southern rune spot, which has been sat on by the rest of Talon. Yeah, like the panel was saying, a lot of young blood here. Kind of Chwen is the experienced one in this team from Southeast Asia, bringing a lot of young talent to the squad.
A bunch of talented young players in this squad. They definitely, because I think WS, he's the one who kind of stood out for me the most in some of the games that I've seen. It's always good to be like under the radar in terms of, because when you're doing preparation for a team like this, it's gonna be relatively hard knowing what's gonna come. They also have like new ideas. And one of the reasons why Falcons are doing so good, you have Amar, who's been in the scene for some time now, but you also have Malrine, relatively young player, who is popping off, one of the best mid laners at the moment. And I think we can see something similar from Talon.
Yeah, I mean it's a story as old as time, right? You get to the top and everyone's got eyes on you. The pressure is on you.
Yeah.
Everything, a target on your back. We've seen it from Gaming Gladiators, from Team Secret, Team Liquid, everyone in the history of any esport, any game. You get to the top and everyone's chasing after you. You've got to try and be that king of the hill, defend your spot. But anyway, we're back into things. Game 1 in this best of 2, or 2-game series between Talon and Team Liquid in the group stage here for ESL 1 Birmingham. Chwen on the Dragonite in the mid lane against the Pangolier. Probably not going to be keeping our eyes too tight on this matchup. It's going to be quite farm heavy.
Well, you can't just choose a lane. Like every single time we start a game, you're like, okay, we're not going to be watching this lane. It's going to be pretty boring.
Which lane do you want to look at then?
I'm going to be watching the bottom lane.
Is that an interesting one?
It's going to be an interesting one. I think Slardar is a very interesting hero. We've seen different skill builds, different item builds, but yeah, I don't think much is going to happen in the mid lane. It's Dragonite. He can't die. If you die as Dragonite to Pango, I don't know, you need to find a different game to play, I guess. Somebody's gonna go through my Dota buff and figure out that I died like 3 times as Dragon
In
Knight.
2017, Mr. Cut and Paste over here dropped a game. That's unbelievable. And up at top, Mickey on the Lifestealer and Insania Oracle. I'm loving seeing people pick Oracle back up. One of my favorite heroes, and Insania absolutely godly on it. You know, Warlock and Oracle, 2 of the heroes that I definitely idolized Insania a few years back when he was playing those quite religiously. Up against this Mars and Grimstroke. So the Lifestealer is a godly game for him. What can Talon do in that top lane to try and mitigate their losses?
I'll focus every other hero because this Lifestealer, I mean, they have stuns. You have Dragon Tail stun. If you get the first jump, combined it with the Inkswell, there is, of course, we mentioned the saves coming up from Liquid, but yeah, it does look really good, like overwhelming damage. Because Sven against Lifestealer matchup, Sven can farm much more than the Lifestealer because of his cleave. Lifestealer can't take the stacks, so you have advantage, like 2-3 items. You feel very strong fighting into Lifestealer, but there's like a new build on Lifestealer nowadays, Armlet into Radiance. Sometimes you'll even see a full Radiance rush after finishing off the phase boots. So that makes him slightly better combined to Lifestealer a few years back.
So something interesting that's happening down bottom is there's a bit of farm sharing between Boxy and 3-3.
Yeah, I don't know if I said combined, I meant compared, but go on.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
I wasn't listening.
You're not listening.
No. Just looking at Rubik having 7 last hits.
Yeah,
this
you're
one.
probably looking at the mid lane as well. What's going on in there?
Absolutely not. You look at the CS, 17-3, 15-2, that's it. Mid lane's done. So Rubik and Grimstroke both getting their fair share of farm, even in these first 3 minutes. Securing range creeps, getting stuff going. Try and get themselves into that first set of items. Get your magic wands going.
Yeah, it's more about securing the range creep. You have Stroke of Fate, you have Fate's Bolt to be able to get it. And back to the mid lane, Gary, your favorite lane.
What?
2 points in Dragon Blood. That means that Chuen is definitely not gonna die.
Yeah. Is Nisha going to die with 2 points in shield crash?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Down at bottom, Ponyo might die. Dives away from Boxy and 3-3. That's a very low HP. Phoenix, though, is up at top. We see the return blow is being traded. There's a spear from WS getting on top of the Oracle, and first blood spilled. Jokan picks up that kill on Insania, while Mickey, he's trying to trade out.
Good body blocks.
Body blocks are there, though, from the Grimstroke.
I don't think he would die anyway. Spear would reset. Healing Lotus was available. Mickey right now doesn't deal that much damage, and interesting build from Mickey, opting to go for the second Bracer in this lane. So I think seeing the second Bracer tells me they want to fight it out. He wants to put as much pressure early on as possible, and also might be skipping the Armlet build, might just be going straight to Radiance because of the second Bracer.
Yeah, very well could be. All right, now stout onto that Mars tower. Get some last hits, get some denies, munching on the creeps.
Gold Frenzy, Gary. Level 2 right now. Such a powerful ability.
See, the way you say it, I still can't tell if you're being genuine or sarcastic. I asked him the other night, and it was like, him and Fog were like, no, seriously, Ghoul Frenzy is like seriously overpowered.
You get hit by 1 Gold Frenzy, you're gonna die. Akashi.
Oh, the bash is coming.
Needs another hit.
Oh,
Not fast enough. Boots of Speed, Warcry giving them that extra move speed.
But again, they're in a situation where the lane has, for all intents and purposes, become a 2v1. You put the Phoenix into that 10% HP threshold, he's not playing the lane anymore. Now, Sven, same story.
Ooh, this could have been a disaster.
Bulldozed by Roshan. That could have been nasty. What's Akashi looking for here? Can they kill 3-3?
He doesn't even have mana. Soaking up the experience.
Just waiting for Courier. And that means Phoenix has to dive away. Spending a lot here just to stay alive as Talon in that bottom lane.
I think the play might have been him to die immediately and bring some items. Courier is bringing a healing salve. It is a flying Courier, level 4.
Phoenix tangos, please.
Give something.
Anything? It's being pinged out. And there we go. Bit of regen back for the Sven, but not an easy time. A lot of challenges being posed here by Boxy and 3-3 in that bottom lane. And they've also got a rotation. The mid lane, too boring for Nisha. He is thirsty for action. Does he even need the Rolling Thunder? The answer might be no. Shield crash, swashbuckle, chasing onto the Sven under tower, and the finishing blow there from Boxy takes him down.
TPs to mid lane immediately. Chuen pops the Elder Dragon form, picks up that Illusion Rune, so that's gonna be good damage onto the tower. Nisha they're gonna need to bring a hero. Otherwise, this tower might die. They have a catapult as well, and Yokam, he's keeping the distance, keeping Nisha away. Yeah, that's definitely a tower.
Yeah, I mean, they keep Nisha at bay, right? Blood Grenade, Phantom's Embrace. Insania's going to come in here to try and chase them out, but tier 1 damage already done, it looks like. Dragon form halfway through the duration, so plenty of time here for Chuen to stun and finish it off. Doesn't get the last hit, but tower down 7 minutes in. Good early start from that mid lane. Kanchi going to chase back Boxy in that bottom jungle area.
Hey, what am I missing? What does it say Dire killed the tower? What? They didn't deny it.
Oh. Well, hang on. We'll come back to that, because Nisha's playing aggressively mid on the DK. That's a very good question. Chuen, half health. What is that? Level 2 Dragon Blood, Bracer, Fairy Fire, Magic Wand, with the Breathe Fire, removing a lot of the damage out of Liquid's options here. And Jokam's going to rotate across as well for a potential move onto Nisha, turning things straight back into the face of Liquid. Quite a bit of damage out of Insania, but the secondary support arrives now for Talon. Nisha swashes, looks for the kill, dies in the end, as Ponyo getting blasted down by Boxy and Insania, but staying alive. Purifying Flames actually healing him back up now, and Chuen with another Dragon Tail. Do they have any more? Everything's on cooldown for the Grimstroke, so that will be that.
So going back to the important stuff, how did Dire kill a tower?
Dire killed the mid-Dire tier 1. That's a question for the experts.
I had to make sure that I've seen that correctly.
Even when you said it, I was like, what are you talking about? what are you on? 3-3, keeping the pressure up down at bottom lane. But that's definitely one to go back and watch the replay to see where the gold went as well, right? Did they deny it? Did it go to Radiant? What happened there? Maybe we're just crazy and we don't know what we're talking about. Very possible.
What if they both attacked it at the same time, denied it? Okay, we might see that again.
Oh,
Thank
replay.
you.
We have technology. Right, so what happened here? He stuns, the catapult hits, and the range creep hit it?
I don't know. I actually don't know what happened.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm old, maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm not familiar with the mechanic that Dire can kill their own towers.
Twitch chat knows for sure.
Twitch chat will know what happened. So we're going to be keeping an eye on chat.
Yeah, keep our eye. You can keep your eye on that. I'll keep my eye on the game. Don't you worry. Smoke up. Grimstroke and Dragon Knight going to come contest the stack here. And as Boxy tries to build it up one more time. Does scout the impending move from the DK and Grim, though, as they clear it out in the end. There was also a large cap stack near that Dire tier 2, which I think Liquid have also cleared. Some good early aggression from Talon here, forcing the hand of Liquid to actually move their heroes into this mid lane to try and defend after that tower had already fallen. And it's also making a lot of noise to move the action away from that top lane, giving Mars maybe a better time to just sit there, lap up the experience and gold. But that's equally a good time for the Lifestealer. Mickey right up the top of the net worth. 4,500. So it's this double bracer phase into Soul Ring, normal stuff for the Mars.
Yeah, Insania, he's also confused by what happened. Why are Dire the bad guys? Why they're allowed to kill their own towers? So he's going to pause the game and try to figure it out. Because they are missing some gold.
For the first time ever, Twitch chat don't know. The power of the crowds is not helping us. Oh, it's absolutely bizarre.
The only thing smarter than a Twitch chat is Reddit. So someone on Reddit is going to try to figure out what happened. There's going to be one mad scientist that's going to test it out.
Yeah, we'll go back post-game. It's going to be... I don't know if you remember back in Dota 1, there was some WoW Dota clip of a Drow Ranger with a Helm of the Dominator creep. Do you remember that? So a range creep was attacking the Drow Ranger. The projectile was in the air. She used Helm of the Dominator on the range creep, so the projectile became hers and denied herself.
Wow.
So maybe it's one of those situations where, you know, you deny a creep when its projectile's in the air, and it's like, well, did that belong to them? Did it belong to me?
Maybe you're onto something, Gary. Vote Dota. Electric.
Dota days. We are electric.
We are electric. Electricity.
That's the good stuff. And what's Slacks has been on about some electric strat as well.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't listening. He's like, yeah, I have a new strat. I completely zone out.
It's usually some crazy stuff.
Back to the game we go. WS on his Mars, double bracer, phase boots. There's an interesting build also on 33. This has been like a new tech coming out from Slardar, going for that Orchid, maxing out your Slithery Crush. So you have more mana to use it. You can use the Sprint. This hero doesn't have much mana regen, doesn't have big mana pool. Chuen.
Right on top of Insania. Got the Fate Edict off, tanking through a bit of that magic damage, but with a Spear and the God's Rebuke, it's lights out for the Oracle.
That's going to be another tower. They're bringing in full 5-man here. I don't think Sven needed to be here. Akashi could have farmed the bottom part of the map, the outer ring. And he's going to go immediately to his triangle. Are there any stacks? There are some stacks, so that's pretty good. WS will finish off the tower. They're very quick with the moves.
It's kind of felt necessary, right? The laning stage felt like it hasn't gone particularly well outside of that mid lane, the tier 1 push. Top and bottom having some struggles, so being able to group up and play together like this as TALON, giving much more breathing room here, especially, like you say, to Akashi Sven to farm back in jungle. But when you do back up like this, you take a portion of the map up north, get back into your Ancients, you leave a pretty wide open vacuum here for Liquid to fill.
Ooh, egg bottom.
They're going to focus it down.
They have the numbers.
Scramble it up. And a tier 1 tower for Liquid's going to be the reward on top of that Phoenix for themselves in that bottom right corner. Now we're looking at Mickey up at top here with Grim and Mars, but that's a very, very difficult task to overcome. Yeah, been a big fan of this Slardar build, though we have seen some players, I think it was DY, right, on Phoenix, buying Nullifier as a first item against these Slardars, just to dispel off the sprint, get rid of some of that nasty stuff.
Yeah, he had a banger of a game, Boxy, in a bit of a trouble, but reduced a lot of their damage with that Breathe Fire and Fate Bolt.
And the turnaround is there. Phoenix and Dragon Knight still trying to poke at Liquid here. I think that's Mars on the northern side attempting to enter. Nisha showing his aggression and the spear misses. That exposes the Mars quite significantly down in the river. Nisha realizing he doesn't even need to roll up. Go for the right-click damage, get Insania involved, and a nice swift kill there for them.
Liquid being very active early on as well, bringing in the numbers. There's so many good spells to steal in this game. Whether you steal Stormhammer early on, it's going to be level 1. Inkswell as well. Spear is going to be banger. Breathe Fire, very good to steal. Dragon Tail stun, so Boxy's going to have a really good game. He's going for drums as his first item. Both supports opting to go for like more early-oriented items. One drums, the other one's going for mech. Diffusal Blade already finished on Nisha.
Deep wards for Insania. They see the Phoenix. There are 4 members here. It could be a quick snipe on Ponyo as he tries to farm out an Ogre camp. Does get the dive away, a bit of distance away from Boxy and Insania. But a lift back into the swashbuckle will make short work of him.
Nice play from Boxy. And the rest of the team, they did not want to reveal their Observer Ward, so they kind of came through the bottom, pretended that they don't see him, and then it's like, oh, Boxy, we're gonna go.
Clever.
So, yeah, they're picking out the Observer Ward slightly lower than it actually is, and they might still stick around to try to go for one more kill.
I mean, they're hemming Talon back. They're not able to cross the river right now. Liquid really filling the spots on the map nicely. Grabbing Wisdom Rune with Boxy on that right-hand side. And just making sure to gather up all the resources that are available to you. You're going to stack the camp as well. That's something we see a lot from these position 4s, right? Boxy, Crit, 2 of the big names that have been very good at reducing redundancy. Wherever they are on the map, they're doing something.
Yeah.
Stacking, pulling, warding, grabbing Wisdom Runes, taking Watches. There's always an activity to be had. Mars not too far away from that blink. It could coincide quite nicely here with double blink with Mars DK. Have an Orchid on the Dragon Knight for Chuen shortly as well. Still the fear of Sven not being top of the net worth. Quite often feels like he's in that Alchemist realm where he has to be an item ahead of his counterparts, needs to be flash farming to really get involved in these fights.
Once they pick up those 2 Blink Daggers, it's going to be time to strike. Sven also just picked up his Echo Saber, has God Strength available. I think it's time to smoke up and try to get more involved in some of these big fights. Bring the numbers. Their team fight is super strong with the Grimstroke ulti, Phoenix Egg with the Arena, and there's the smoke.
Time to make a move. Liquid smoking themselves also. Mickey's up at top with Insania. Boxy 3-3 Nisha down south. And it looks like Talon sweeping through that mid lane into top jungle. Maybe expecting someone to TP in mid to guard this tier 2 tower. And Liquid absolutely not falling for any of these traps. And they've actually placed their Obs Ward right under a Dire Sentry, unfortunately. It might expire before they get a chance to see it, though. And in the end, no connection whatsoever. Radiant move into Dire Triangle. Dire move into Radiant Triangle. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Go back, guys. We need some action. Still yet to see a big team fight happening. Mickey farming up.
Top tower is under attack.
Sitting at 8,000 net worth at the moment. Highest net worth hero in the game.
And so tanky. So he did go double bracer, armlet, with the phase boots. Now 3,000 saved up towards that Radiance. Very, very scary monster.
Also with this build, Slardar, it does allow you to stay on top of, pretty much on top of the net worth, because you are constantly spamming your abilities. Every single time Crush is available, you pop it. And Blink Dagger just picked up on 33.
Radiant Obsword sees Liquid. I think Dire scanned in their own Ancients, so they have a good read on where Talon are. So both teams kind of skirting around the edges of Fog and Vision here. Just try and make sure they're not scouted by these potential Blink initiation heroes, trading out towers across the map. It really is a case of both teams doing their own thing on their side of the map, not really getting too involved in a full-on brawl. It can be a bit of a sad thing, though. You know, you're buying Blink Daggers, you're investing into...
Yeah, and they're not finding any fights.
Not able to make the jumps.
So that's going to be 3 Blink Daggers. I think they might be overcommitting to Blink Daggers. This is not, you know, 648B where you need to pick up a Blink Dagger, which was 20 years ago.
DTS.
DTS Chatrix Dendi and Velat playing together. Velat playing Viper Dendi on his signature
Goodness.
Ancient Apparition mid, which was not a hero back then.
Who else did we have back?
Akasha. He was playing Queen of Pain. Yeah, there we go.
Well, 3-3. Tried to make this jump in earlier on, but gets turned on by Talon. Surrounded by 3 of them. Taken down as he looked to clear out the enemy Ancients. The rest of Liquid were already migrating across the map down to the bottom jungle. Kind of left stranded there on an island 3-3.
Middle tower is under attack.
But here's that next round of items. Orchid on the Dragon Knight gives him so much more kill threat on a lot of these heroes, and I guess in particular Oracle.
Getting that initial jump matters, but we still haven't seen that from Talon.
I'm being very reserved. Very deliberate with their movements. I guess it's primarily just buy time for Sven. Getting him up towards that top of the net worth, which he is starting to sprint towards.
He is, but this
Echo.
also giving time for Lifestealer. He just finished off his Radiance with Armlet, gonna be super tanky, with Oracle behind him. Once Lifestealer gets another item, this has been Lifestealer build for quite some time now. Armlet into Radiance, into SNY. He becomes almost unkillable. Like, you need to have that overwhelming damage. If Oracle is... Like, his positioning is really good in a fight, it's gonna be really hard to bring down Lifestealer from 100 to 0.
Very, very challenging indeed. And Liquid right now, hunting for a fight again. Ponyo in the fog, just about breaks to that tree line.
He is baiting.
There's the Orchid, spear back away from his team. Mickey dying very quickly.
Never mind, whatever I just said doesn't matter because he got speared away. Oracle didn't get the ulti off.
Can maybe save Boxy here, but the TP's cancelled by the Dragon Tail and Talon. Well, they take down Lifestealer and the Rubik for good measure. Very nicely set up as the Arena Spear comes out from WS to find the 3rd kill. Just racking them up. Double for Grimstroke, and Talon showing what these Blink Daggers can do. That immediate jump, so nicely executed.
WS winning them that fight with the spear back away from Oracle, having a pretty nice read where Oracle's gonna go. Because Insania couldn't get too close, immediately popping the egg, 33 could not connect. And then finds another one, finds Insania. Such a clutch play coming out from him.
Well, back to life, we've got a soul bind into Sunray. WS, Joe Cam onto 3-3 as the Slardar dies. Nisha just going to back up. Might be able to go for Ponyo here with an Infest and Swashbuckle play in a couple of seconds. They make the jump to take him down. Well, at the very least, Nisha still having a very good game. Dominating now on the Pangolier.
Talon showing some signs of life. This is their timing. Like, they need to keep fighting with the Blink Daggers that they just picked up. Sven... He feels like he doesn't even need a BKB in this game. He's playing into Lifestealer, playing into Slardar, so opted to go for AC, tanking up, understanding, you know, that if he can give armor to his allies, I also wouldn't be surprised if he picks up the Shard, like, as his 5th item. Finish off the AC, maybe get a Daedalus, MKB, whatever you feel like at the time, depending what items are going to be on side of Liquid.
I mean, all their shards are really good on this Radiant team, right? Like, whoever gets it from this Tormentor is going to be super happy. Phoenix, a great one. Grimstroke, equally as good. And then we're going to get into a situation where, Sven might not need to buy it. Just everyone else has got theirs. I'll get lucky from the next Tormentor.
They're going to have so much armor. I see Solar Crest being built on Phoenix. Sven with the AC, if he picks up the shard, that's going to be quite a lot of armor. Most of the damage that they have is physical anyway. Lifestealer, Pango with his lucky shot, and then Lifestealer, of course, all physical. Besides Radiance.
Yeah, this Radiance build has been pretty wild on a hero that has debuff immunity, lifesteal, a slow, like a disjoint, disengage, what do you want to call it, like a banishment ability with the Infest to take you off the map. Having Radiance just makes you that much stronger. Because it used to be a build we only saw against illusion carries. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
they have a PL, I'm going to buy Radiance on Lifestealer. Now it's just natural, the norm.
Also, the build-up has been
Oh, yeah.
different. Back in the days, you needed a recipe. Talisman has been buffed in the C version, so from 15 went to 20% evasion, and we've seen these Lifestealers pick it up as their first item instead of going for Relic.
I mean, it's less than 5k now. It used to be like 6,000 gold,
Yeah.
Radiance, didn't it? Like 3,800 plus 1,500, it's wild. A very cheap item nowadays. Yeah, might see that one get changed in the next
Yeah,
patch.
no wonder we could not carry the games back in our days, Gary. Items were too expensive.
They were ridiculous.
We had GPM talents back in the days.
That is true. That is very true. But we didn't have Philosopher's Stone or universal income for your supports, having all this money flow into your bank accounts.
Stacking as well was not a thing
It's a cushy life we live in now.
in terms of the gold that you were making, creating gold out of nothing. Chuen with another rune for him, so yeah, this tower looks pretty dead. Not gonna even take them a while to kill it.
Liquid not entertaining this whatsoever. Currently sat down bottom behind 3-3, while Jokam and Akashi tucked in behind Chuen. Batters down on that tier 2 top. Yasha completed, so Manta style about halfway done.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I was waiting for that fortify to wear out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And again, a situation where both teams pretty happy just to build up towards this mid-game where the physical damage you've been mentioning from Liquid could definitely scale a little better than the magical, but Talon with the itemization potentially going to mitigate that. That AC on a Sven in particular.
Big item coming out from Jokam as well. Aghanim Scepter rush after finishing off his shard. He was thinking maybe it's going to be 50-50 in his favor. Phoenix did get it. This is something that Jin-Q does, but Jin-Q does buy an item in between. He loves to pick up Ether Lens, yeah. Shard sometimes, he gets it from the Tormi, sometimes he picks it up, but this could be pretty big, creating illusion of a Lifestealer with Radiance.
Because they can be so difficult to kill. Very, very annoying illusions they are. Boxy gathered up with Nisha and Insania. And I think we've yet to see a Rolling Thunder this game, huh?
I don't think we heard it.
He's fake pumped it. He's had some goes. Nisha's had his involvement in kills, 4, 1, and 3, but he's just been swashing people. Hasn't really needed to go beat any of these team fights. Another round of big items, though. That should do it. Blink Dagger on the Pango with his Aghanim Scepter. Should give a pretty good entry to the next battle, along with that BKB on Slardar. And Lifestealer looks like he's very close to Sanjin Yasha after that Radiance.
Dire are scanning.
But it is really just two teams playing the same game.
Pretty much.
Smoke into smoke, play on opposite sides of the map. But Roshan advantage, it's Liquids.
It's Liquids, and they are probably thinking that Roshan is gonna come to the Radiant side, but they have the damage.
10 seconds.
They're gonna lock him down with Slardar. He's not getting anywhere.
Oh, poor Talon. Now they're going to come through the Twin Gate. As that Dar Observer Ward will see them coming, and now they'll realize, hang on, Roshan's dead. Aegis claimed. Liquid with that advantage with a quick move into Roche just before it turns nighttime.
This gives them a huge advantage in the fight. This time around, there is SNY available on Lifestealer, so we'll have that status resistance, which is gonna be great against all these stuns. Going into BKB of his own and Aghanim Scepter. One of the reasons why Lifestealer is also such a popular hero, you've seen like the matchup against Troll, where Troll, let's say a couple of years back, would definitely win
Hard
that.
counter.
Yeah, but this time around, Troll can go blah, but then you have nothing. He goes inside of you and
You want to do a noise effect for the Infest? It's a blah versus a...
Dire's top tower is under
So many things change. Mickey just going to front line now, defend his tier 2 mid. Man still delivered for Chwen.
Radiant's bottom
A bit
tower
more
is
protection
under
against some of the spells from Liquid. And of course, just Dragon Illusions. Super nice to have. Liquid with... I mean, what looked like it was going to be a wraparound. A lot of signaling on the map saying, hey, we could go play in that top jungle. But Talon have retreated. Back under a bit of vision here, though, as Boxy gets jumped in by WS and Chwen. Sven finds an illusion of Nisha. Pops his God Strength and blows it up. They orchided another illusion of Nisha. A bit of bait there, but Boxy still the one to die. And in a 5v4, Liquid still feeling confident to run forward. Mickey not wanting to go straight up high ground into darkness, though.
Yeah, I gotta check the team fight from Team Liquid. 0 Ghoul Frenzies cast in that previous fight. If you get 1 Ghoul Frenzy, 1 attack, you lock onto a target, they will die.
9-7. Dead even in terms of net worth. But with this Aegis, yeah, pinging there, Mickey says, hang on, we can go tier 2.
tower is under attack.
Maybe play up to top, so it's nice to see Talon already kind of pushing that lane all the way to Dire base. While Nisha poking at Chwen down bottom near his own tier 3.
Mine is truly a blessing.
This next goal for Liquid, what are we looking at here? 'Cause can't really go high ground yet, can they?
No, definitely not. With like, you need some big items. It's more about getting the pick off. We still haven't seen the Infest Bomb being, you know, used to full potential, jumping the target, killing it off immediately.
Could be a good catch here.
Is under attack.
He knows.
I mean, Boxy put himself in such a good position there, kind of cutting that angle between the Grim and the Mars. Oh, ever so barely missing out on the initiation, lifting his Slardar instead.
Yeah, that was funny. With the shard.
That's a great inventory for the Grim
It looks nice. This is your lion, your position 5 lion in Herald bracket, right there. So yeah, not too bad. Like,
Jump, Grimstroke. Oh, that ink spell onto Chwen. Infest jump out from Mickey now, and oh, hang on a second, with that arena down, the BKB out from 3-3. Mickey trying to turn and fight, but he can't stand his ground in battle. Now with the Soulbind out, Talon, they've turned this one beautifully. Nisha rolling up on the right-hand side, but WS already picks up a double kill. Mickey with the Pangolier turning onto the Sven and the Dragonite, but they're so goddamn tanky. Sven with the Supernova, the egg is there, protection for Nisha. Stuck again! The curse of the Nisha Pangolier comes into play once more. They lose that first life of the Lifestealer, but Nyx respawns into a spear. WS claps him into the cliff on the far left side. Nisha's still trying to fight alongside him. Mickey, he's going to munch on Akashi.
He's toggling the Ghoul Frenzy.
No way! He's not allowed to get away with this. Mickey finished off by Chwen, and now the turnaround from the DK and Mars as well. Again onto Nisha, a double kill for Chwen, and a massive one for Talon.
They were so low. If they get like another round of spells, if he gets another armor toggle, Nisha was stuck. He needs to get those connections with the Rolling Thunder, but yeah, great spell casting coming up from Talon. WS using the spear straight away after he respawns. They get the Orchid from Dragonite on top of him, and they manage to burst him down. Chuen, pretty happy about that one. Love to see the energy.
Oh, that triple kill. Yeah, absolutely. Massive for Talon there. I mean, how many times do we see Nisha, though, getting stuck in these little crevices and cracks on the map as a Pango? He's got that unlucky curse, the factor against him. Something happens.
Gotta check who issued that driver's license for Nisha.
Dire's middle tower.
Someone cut the brake lines on it, surely. Ponyo on his Phoenix. Rod of Atos, Lotus Orb. So a bit of control, a bit of defense coming out from your support. And Radiant Vision there over near their own Tormentor, setting up for that fight. As Chwen will take down some Ancients. In a bit of a calm period after a big battle.
Middle tower is under attack.
Rest yourself up. Clean your wounds. Liquid won't give you that chance, though. No rest for the wicked here as WS whips his spear, the roll and the BKB out of Nisha and 3-3. Take down the Mars. Soulbind there, just going to hold him in place for a little while. see how hungry Liquid are. After losing a team fight like that, they want to come straight back out and strike.
Yeah, they need to play this pick-off game. Start with the Slaughter, potentially in Fast Bomb. All three cores outside of Liquid, they have an insane amount of damage. Any big items on side of Talon that could come out? You did mention this Lotus Orb from Phoenix, which is gonna do great against Slaughter, his Orchid, his Corrosive Haze.
BKB on Sven. BKB on Lifestealer as well. I'm seeing a fair amount of this. Just have basically permanent debuff immunity. A lot of spell resistance as well. Mickey, though, in that last fight, you know, there's definitely enough damage here from Talon to bring him down.
Yeah,
Just need the time.
This fight's gonna be even harder for Liquid. Level 20 Talon on Sven, extra 10 armor, and also AC
Radiant
completed.
are scanning.
You gave me the look, Gary. What's going on?
Level 20 Talon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hear it, but every once in a while we give each other the side eye, the bombastic side eye, when these little puns come out.
Bombastic side eye.
Bombastic side eye.
How much armor is that? Sven is sitting at
Lost.
51 at the moment.
Dire's middle
Doesn't have a
tower
shard
has
yet.
fallen.
Is bringing another Ogre Axe,
Radiant's bottom tower
completing
is
that
under
Echo
attack.
Saber again.
Dire's middle tower is under
Liquid
attack.
with a big 5-man smoke. So vision-wise, Talon have that high ground ward. They're all sat right underneath it. Perched atop that cliff. Observer placed, sentry down, jump in from Chuen. Boxy scouted and killed, slain. As the arena comes down, Akashi moves on
he's
to this
leashed.
Pangolier. He's leashed up and dead. The roll-up does nothing, and Mickey, he's in trouble as well, trying to focus the egg. Oh, he does get it taken down, but he loses life for it in the end. And Jokam on a killing spree as WS on the left side spears up Insania. Oracle down, Liquid lose 4, and Talon here in game 1. Absolutely gorgeous execution from that team fight.
Oh yeah, love these jumps. These Blink Daggers are paying off. You have 3 strength heroes who are super tanky. They don't get easily bursted. You have Jokam with his Inkswell behind if they get that initial jump. And a bit of a clap action going on. Love to see it. Akashi still holding on to amplified damage. No God Strength, but yeah, these barracks, they're gonna melt. AC, perfect itemization, I would say, that comes out. Understanding where the threat is coming from. I want to see the shard being picked up right now by him.
But they
So,
just go top now?
yeah, because Lifestealer, he's all about that physical damage, as we said, besides Radiance, and doesn't have that explosive burst damage. Both him and Slardar rely on the right clicks.
Dire's
Boxy.
67 armor on Dragon Knight right now. That's 80% physical resistance.
Man,
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
that is absolutely disgusting. And the Black Dragon gonna head down south. 3-3 lurking down here in the outer ring of jungle camps. Gonna keep himself away. Not getting caught as he was, like the net was closing in around him, right? Dragon Knight and Grimstrugger coming from the right, Mars and Phoenix from the left. And nothing doing though. And now we're in that situation with a minute 40 left on Roshan's spawn timer that we can see, but of course the teams will think anytime in the next couple of minutes we're going to prep and set up for it. 1 minute till night time, so the potential is there for him to be in his daytime summer home, but equally could migrate across the map to that top left corner.
It's time to go. Talon, they feel like they're super strong right now. There's going to be a smoke. 3.6k in the bank for Akashi.
Might be crit time. Well, it's definitely wraparound time. Again, Liquid are here with a high ground observer by the twin gate. Akashi leading out with this Sven. And it's pinged out by Mickey saying they're coming from behind and the Fiery Spirits will definitely give away the game a little bit.
Mickey with the same bait. Let's see if this time around they're going to be executing much better compared to the top lane.
They're going through the gate. They want to set up top left corner, but the jump is there from WS, catching them by surprise.
Arena.
They've got to cancel out the TPs, and they're caught in the arena. Mickey will turn onto Twen, but the damage is lacking. He can't do anything. He's trying to munch on a dragon. The dragon says, no, I'm not food. I am death. I am danger. Twen from the high ground is launching projectiles onto the soul-bound Pango, and this looks like it might be it, honestly.
Oh, Mickey can't fight.
Talon, too strong. WS with these initiations, absolutely gorgeous. 3-3's got the life stealer inside of him, but he's dead. Mickey might be in trouble as well. Bulwark's on, WS,
Ogre
Overskill
Steel's
poked
totem.
them, flops over the Roche pit, massive team wipe, and Talon cruising now.
That might be it. Team Liquid might have one more fight in them. Insania, I believe he was not in that fight. I think he was the first one who got through the gate, so unable to come back. He needs to channel again on a different side of the map, come through the gates. WS, again, with the two-man arena, 33 with the buyback, but it might be slightly too late.
There's a minute with no lifestealer here now.
Bottom tower has fallen.
No Mickey for 50 seconds.
They're gonna go for the safe play. There is XP Rune, there is Stormy, also Roshan available.
Dire's bottom
Boxy
tower
trying to
is
drag
under
waves
attack.
into the fountain at this point. The super creeps in mid and top causing problems for Liquid already. And there is that Daedalus on the Sven. Even more damage being brought to the table.
And he bought the shard. Doesn't have treads, he sold them. He's all about having that damage. Bought the shard to provide even more undispellable Warcry, which is, you know, pretty damn good. We said the Dragon Knight had 80% physical resistance. It's going to be even more with the shard.
Now we had the start of this game. We were talking about beefy boys being protected. The Oracle protecting Slardar and the Pango with the lifestealer there, but this Talon side, Sven, DK, Mars, Bulwark, Warcry, Dragon's Blood. Incredible, incredible strength. All three of their cores seemingly unkillable as they grab the Aegis and all the goodies that Roshan brought. Through the twin gates, there's only one lane remains. Head down bottom for that tier 3 in Barracks. On 3-3 and Boxy, they've walked into this one. Chuen jumps over to the right trying to get the Rubik. 3-3 TP's out with his BKB. And Boxy has snuck into the trees. Finds a little hole to hide into TP home.
They will not be able to creep skip. There is creep wave available. They do have a glyph on Talon. It's time to go. In terms of buybacks, there is 2 available on Liquid. Only 2 supports. They got the job. The
Chased
spear
up.
back.
Mickey gets off the rage, tries to turn and fight. Boxy already blown up by Akashi. And Sven with his Sunray behind him. Absolutely untouchable. This is last chance now. Infest inside the Slardar with a lifestealer. Try and play forward with Nisha's Pango. Rolling Thunder is going real deep here. And they're getting turned on. A Blink Crush on 3. Out comes Mickey. But they're inside the arena, kind of stuck here with Chuen and WS. Rolling up. Pango trying to turn and swash and jump around. But the two-man spear connects. And that's so good from WS. Ogre Steel turns over the top and Akashi. The triple kill comes. False promise. Well, it really is false. Buys a little time here, but needs to stand his ground and fight. Mickey maybe
he's fighting.
munching on Chuen and Akashi, life-stealing up. Orchid is on him, he's silenced up, but it's life-steal at 1v3, nearly defeating them.
What is this hero, Gary?
Hang on a second. Akashi first life down. Mickey's going to get stunned and jump now. WS and Chuen, fair amount of disable here with an Orchid and more physical right clicks from Akashi. He's still going for it though.
What the
Mickey,
fuck is this
1v3.
hero?
Oh my god.
All right, so I want to see the damage coming out from Mickey in the previous fight. It had 20,000 damage.
What is that?
All right, well, perfectly balanced hero in Dota 2. All right, whoever's watching the game, like, let's patch it mid-tournament.
What on earth is that?
Open wounds, spreading onto multiple heroes, and then having Ancient Guardian as well, providing that damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That was pretty freaking wild. 35,000 damage. He dealt more damage than Sven.
Just overtakes him with that last team fight. Incredible stuff. I mean, what was he? Lifesteal is a combination of some weird beast and a wizard trapped in a prison or something. That was the beast coming out to play for sure. The weak wizard could never do that. And Talon going to go back up high ground again though. Chuen,
Gold frenzy, I'm telling you, Gary.
Sunray behind him. They infest into Rubik here, trying to buy time for Mickey to pop back out and start eating people. WS getting turned on, the BKB's up. Mickey going for the egg and then to the DK. Can't choose a target. Trying to stick on one. Getting turned on here though. Chuen, WS and Ponyo arriving onto this lifestealer who has been saved up and healed, but Akashi says no, that's enough. No more funny business. Lifestealer gone for 100 seconds and Liquid on their last legs here in game 1. 17k down, Mega Creep's coming, and Akashi, a double kill beyond godlike
That's
Sven,
game.
make it a triple, and look for Insania. Give him the ultra, will you boys? GG called, Liquid tap out, and Akashi finishes as he started. Gorgeous from Talon here in game 1.
Yeah, beautiful execution in some of these team fights. All they needed to have is God strength to be able to kill a Lifestealer, because without it, he sustains way too much. Fighting against 3 strength heroes in the middle of a fight, sustaining himself, that was pretty wild. But yeah, speaking of wild, WS had a great performance on his Mars, and also Akashi on Sven. Team Liquid, they're confused by what happened, because they had 3-4k gold lead in this game, and then Talon, they're just like, okay, we need to take some of these fights. We picked up 3 Blink Daggers, time to get value out of it.
Yeah, and perfect positioning as well, right? Hiding in the tree line, hiding in the fog to get those jumps, break the vision. Well done by Talon to take game 1. As we can head back to the panel to talk about that tower. How